there are people who work much harder than me at this establishment for much less money and for much worse lives, and I did nothing to deserve this treatment, nice as it is in comparison to the treatment of your average person. And there's the police. Oh, that. Oh, I hope that's not an ambulance, because that would really have stepped on my point. Fuck, that was an ambulance. Okay, never mind. Those are the good people. But, it's not fair. I mean, you really want to call out the fair cells for being like, oh, wah. It's not fair. You're literally like a baby screaming for its mummy, and it's like, no, the world's not going to treat you fair. But there's just something wrong with what we've done, what we all participate in, what we all contribute to, what we all do on a daily basis. There's something deeply strange about it. It's not just that it's wrong, it's that it's that we have created this whole fantasy world within reality itself because we're not satisfied with what it has to offer. Because what the world has to offer is fucking nuts and berries for 70 years and then you die. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with collecting nuts and berries until I die. But instead I have to go to the 24-hour McDonald's to get my nuts and berries and pay money for it, and then you have to learn what money is, how it works, and then the whole world runs on it. Our cities being ugly or nice is always been a debated, how it visually looks has always been debated. I think that cities are endlessly fascinating whether or not you consider them ugly or nice. The main part of cities is that people are there, and people are by far the most interesting thing the world has to offer. If you thought I was here just to review the Caesar Bacon Crisp, Big Flavor Wraps, McDonald's nutrition.info, scan for nutrition and allergen information, you are dead wrong, my friend, because I also got McDonald's fries. Doesn't seem very exciting now when I say it. But there is a solution. Because I also got halloumi fries. These are way too salty. You get 4 of them, which is a fair amount, I think, because halloumi. I've always liked the cheese items that McDonald's does because I don't know, they're very satisfying and they come in the right portion size for a side. And considering that how much shrinkflation has been happening, it's a very good way of capitalizing on that market. Capitalism has become more refined. It hasn't gotten more. It's become more sophisticated, but since the 80s, we didn't. We realized we didn't have to give a shit about people's sensibilities. We can exploit them for cash as much as we want. And as much as we want should be zero, but there's money to be made. I look outside at the cars and I'm disgusted. I hate cars. I have to, you know, I have to think about whether or not I'm gonna die every time I'm crossing the street. Well, like, if is that not the most appropriate thing ever? The pedestrian, the McDonald's worker, they are facing the brunt of capitalism. You know, even the people at the top don't even want money, really. But they know that money must be made. Because they think that you can make money, which is a fundamentally... I've always looked at this... Look, I've never been good at economics because the whole thing has always seemed like the most, not incomprehensible, but the most, blatant bullshit you have ever seen. It wants to reduce... It... I want to steel man economics as best as I can, because it's technically a legitimate subject. A lot of people assume that money can be made, or it can be spent. It can't be destroyed or made. Money can change hands. That's the only thing that can happen. We are really starved of higher ideals in this society, and even Buddhism, the one that has the most to offer, that's being constantly financially exploited. We are living in the fucking post times. Whatever you want to call the world that we live in, something's about to happen. The machine has been grinding away for years. And we've all thought, and that's what allows the machine to keep grinding away for endless years. We look at this machine that we don't even understand, that kind of... It doesn't provide us with it doesn't even provide us with stuff, which is so weird. People are always the ones providing the stuff for the system. The system doesn't provide, but the Uber Eats guy, he comes to deliver your food. That's the labor is the shit that's really making people fed. And as I say this, a bunch of advertisements for winning £100 through McDonald's food prizes appears on the screen in an endless loop. Here we are at the 24-hour McDonald's. What is it all for? There, there's a reason why marketing to kids is so difficult. It's because they're smart. They're much smarter than you. But they don't have as much money as you. So you gotta take their parents' money. And parents are just adults. They already get it. You can't fool them. So you gotta somehow market to the kids. But they don't know what they want. They just want to fucking exist. So when you show them a bunch of bright colours for money, the parents are like, sure, I'll accept that as a valid financial transaction. This is a review for the 20 chicken McNuggets share box. If I check the receipt, hang on, if I get the receipt, then I can have some empirical evidence that I made this transaction. So I went up to the counter, paid a certain amount of money, exactly £12.07, and this particular item, apart from tax, was £4.49. The box it smells relatively fresh. The crisp is there. And I'm gonna open the sweet curry dip in a pot. The sweet curry dip, best before C pot, and you can see that this product is best at a specific time. And apparently afterwards it gets really bad. Who knows what might happen? You know, they always said things like about, you know, Twinkies would be left after the apocalypse. And we never realized how true that statement was. Twinkies are all that's left after the apocalypse. The apocalypse happened. It happened in front of us and we did nothing to stop it. You know, Zizek is a fucking voice of wisdom for an entire generation. And he says to us, don't even try and fight climate change. Well, actually, no, he doesn't say that. He says, don't even try to stop it. Do your absolute best to fight it. Fight it with all of your goddamn will, because the reason that young people are the demographic targeted for all of our actions is because we still have the fucking drive to get something done. As we sit here, the boulder of problems only becomes vaster and vaster. The mountain of trash we have to traverse. We find no water, and yet we must continue climbing. This mountain that has been climbed 1,000,000 times before, littered with corpses. Every There's a sad crispiness to it.